And in 1974, I was working with our family radio stations of Athens Broadcasting Company. So we had WJMW AM, which was 730 on the dial, and we had WJOF FM, which is 104.3 on the dial. We did a lot of community service, and when the tornadoes began, we heard there was a storm late Wednesday afternoon, and we had a truck that we went out and did news stories in. And I grabbed the equipment and took off in the truck. And before I left, I just happened to press the record button on a little machine I had bought a little earlier, a Norelco cassette recorder. And that wound up being the only recall that any of us had following the event. So I got in the truck and I headed south on 31 towards Lawson's Trailer Court. And I remember the funniest thing to me was or weirdest thing was that the sky looked just awful funny. There was a real dense feeling in the air. And when I got to the first set of power lines from Browns Ferry Power Plant, I looked at it and I had that feel of, oh, me, do I drive over these lines or not? They were down in the road. I didn't even realize that the power plant wasn't even running at the time, but I held my feet up and I drove over. And I got down to Lawson's Trailer Court. There were quite a few rescue people there at the time. And we started talking with the sheriff and trying to assimilate, what was going on. And he was giving me the information on it. So we did reports from there for quite a while back to our stations that they transmitted over the air. Then probably you lose track of time, but maybe an hour. I know it was getting close to darkfall at that time. Buddy Evans, who was the sheriff of Athens Limestone County at that time, got on the radio, got on his speaker of his car and started telling everyone to get in the ditch. The second tornado had been spotted by a weather spotter, an indicator that it was headed right towards us. So everybody started getting in the ditch there on Highway 31 between the lanes. And I waited till the very last moment when I heard the roar and saw the wind picking up, and I jumped in the ditch right out of the door of the truck. And my brother, who was doing news reporting at the time too for several newspapers, jumped over and fell on me. And at first it kind of hurt me because it pushed me down in the water, but at the same time it felt good too because I knew I wasn't going anywhere because he was about twice my size. Then after the main thing that I remember of that night was I remember how hard the rain was, and it felt like hail, but it wasn't hail; it was rain. And after the storm went past, it was the next day. Even my skin was bruised from how hard the rain had pelted us. So that's what I remember from that particular time and place.